Jam with Sam. Jam with Sam.
Good evening, Farzana,
Very good evening, Sam.
and nice to have you on tin.
Thank you very much. Pleasure's all mine too.
So just we go quickly to that, a short journey about your life from an employee to an
Yes.
entrepreneur.
Yeah, well, my journey actually began several decades ago. I won't tell you exactly how many, but as a chartered accountant, in the sense that I studied 2 years chartered accountancy. I was I was always in advertising agencies. So I was in Rediffusion, I was in Lintas, I was in an agency called Prem Associates. I was auditing over there. And I just realized that it was so much fun, even being in the finance department, because everybody was like so cool, you know. And I said, I don't really think I want to do auditing. I mean, who the hell wants to do figures like that? And that's when I decided I'd take a shift to advertising.
Okay.
And my first stint was with Dakuna Advertising. It was brilliant. I was working with Bharat Davolkar and Alka, and the journey just continued. And then a few years back, I went through a heartbreak. So that's when I went to a tarot reader to just figure out where the hell is my life going and what is it saying for me. And she just pulled out some cards and pat. She was like, this is what happened to you, this is what is happening to you, and that's what's going to happen to you later. And I looked at her and I said, okay. And I said, I don't know. I think I just spent some $1,000 and I don't know what the hell is going to happen after this. So I went back and interestingly, whatever she said seemed to be happening. And I was like, I mean, this is crazy. So I went back to her and I said, you know, you've spoken to me about these things and they just seem to be panning out that way. So she was like, yeah, I mean, that's what I do. And I said, and just at that moment, I said, if she can do it, why can't I? So I told her, listen, do you do classes? And she said, yes, I do. And I said, okay, great, I'm coming to you. And that's how my journey into, you know, this space actually started. But then when I just did tarot, I realized while it was pretty insightful, it was, it told you a lot of things which, you know, one would never even think of. But the point was, I couldn't do much more about it.
Okay.
So if somebody came to me and said I had a problem or they had a challenge, how do I help that person out? So that's when I did numerology.
So we'll come.
And then I did
That's
graphology.
my next
Yeah.
question over there.
Okay.
So how difficult was it to shift from, you were a chartered accountant, how did you get into advertising? I mean, what are the, it's quite a different field, you know, advertising.
It just went with my personality. I'm a people's person. I love people.
So you went to client services?
And yeah, I was in account
Okay.
management.
Okay.
It seemed the right shift for me.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, it gave me the opportunity to call, you know, Kumaramangalam Birla, you know, Kumar, instead of just saying Mr. Birla, which anywhere else I would be
Correct.
saying Mr. and Sir and probably standing up when people walked in. I mean, this gave me the opportunity to just connect with people
Connect with
like
that
that.
person over there. So once you shifted from, you know, normally advertising is a very high paying job.
Yes,
And
it
then
is.
when you go to being an entrepreneur, you
And being an
realize
entrepreneur like this, where
your paycheck doesn't come in at the end of the
yes,
month.
Yes, that, Sam, actually was a huge decision to take, because you're used to a very fat paycheck, I may say, because after having done, you know, more than 16 years in advertising, it's a big amount that comes into your bank every month. So it took me some time to take that call, because it was just trying to accept the fact that there'll be no money like that coming in. And then I had a lot of savings, of course. I'm a really wise person. So that saving needed to be utilized. But then somehow, Sam, I realized that my heart was really not in what I was doing anymore.
Good.
So therefore,
So
jump.
there are life coaches, there are sports coaches. I have got a very unique name which I name myself as wife coach. You know, after
Yes,
25
I know
years
that.
of getting married,
Namita.
I'm a wife coach over there, you know. So somebody called me, can you coach my wife? I said, no, I don't coach wives, I coach husbands over there, you know. So how did you come up with this name of Victory Coach? What's the
Okay.
sense behind that?
Well, first of all, I was in advertising.
Okay.
So I knew that if you wanted to make a difference, you just couldn't be anything else. I didn't want to call myself just a numerologist because that is not exactly all that I do. I couldn't call myself a graphologist because that is not all that I do. So I decided to brand myself.
Okay.
Because ultimately, you know, we're all buying brands. We are all looking at brands. Brands are appealing to us. So I thought I kind of brand myself, and I decided on Victory Coach. Why Victory? Because when people come to me, they come to me because they have a challenge in life, or they have a decision to make, and they're unable to make the decision. So I actually help them take that leap to a better life. I empower them to conquer those kind of issues that they seem to be having. And I thought, what better word than victory, you know?
Okay. So when a person comes to you, do you see their history of clients? Do you ask them for the problems, or they just, you know, it's very difficult for people to open up, you know, with their problems and all over there. So
interestingly, in the field that I'm in, people are very happy to share everything that they, every problem that they have. So sometimes it's not even related to what I'm doing, but then they reach out to me, and yeah. So I mean, you just have to say hello and say, okay, this. So the way I work actually is I do the entire numerology session, which is scientific. It gives you a broad view about what the numbers are, and numbers mean anything, the same thing for you, me, him, all of us. It's just in what combination they come. The moment I speak about it, and right enough, I mean, they will just start pouring their hearts out. Because, Sam, unlike the Western country, in India, I would say a lot of people these days are unable to really express themselves sometimes even to their spouses, sometimes even to their children or their friends, because they feel they'll be judged. Okay, and we don't have a system of psychotherapists where you can just walk in because you just want to be heard. So in a way, I also kind of play that role for them.
Okay.
So
do that.
That's how I integrate.
Well, how did you get your first customer? I mean, that is the toughest thing as being an entrepreneur. How do you get that first customer?
See, when I started doing this, I mean, I never really called myself a victory coach. Okay, I did this as a pastime. It was like a hobby. So every weekend, I'd be using somebody as a guinea pig. So it could be friends, and of course, it's family first. And there were a lot of hits and misses. You know, I remember I told somebody that, listen, you know, you will find a guy like this year, and the person didn't. Okay, and obviously he came back to me and he said, what the hell? And I was like, you know what, I'm still learning. And that was the phase. But then there were other things that I told this person which were like bang on.
Okay.
And then, in fact, he was the person who bought me the maximum clients.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was tough, but people come, and then I didn't charge very much. I was very, very minimal, and it was very, very almost free, in fact, initially. So it was easy to get. It wasn't so bad.
Right. Whom do you admire?
Me? I actually admire Maya Angelou.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been following her, reading her books, her history, and somehow I feel that, you know, there's a lot about her life, maybe the initial part, which is a little bit similar to mine. So somewhere I find that connect with her.
Okay. So, you love to cook food, especially those kebabs and all.
Yeah,
so
I am a Lucknowi.
We both compete with each other. No? I put up my food dishes, you put up your food dishes over there. Of
but
course,
I cook my dishes.
Yes, but
that's
my so that's my wife which makes the dishes over there. So what's your favorite kind of thing which you love to?
Well, I obviously love, and I only prepare non-vegetarian dishes.
Okay, that's okay, fine.
So and because I hail from Lucknow, so there are always kebabs, and there are different kinds of kebabs. So you'll have an Awadhi kebab, you'll have an Nawabi kebab, you'll have a Sultani dish, you'll have a Kanpuri dish. So, and they're all family recipes.
Okay.
My mom was a great cook. So it just kind of course, when she was around, when she was alive, we weren't really interested in cooking. I don't think I ever went into the kitchen to do anything. But, you know, when they're no longer there, then you remember, and then, you know, and somehow I just knew it.
Fantastic. So we have a restaurateur over here, so he's going to approach you later on. Make sure you charge him a pretty packet for that.
Yeah, I will. I'll copyright them, by the way.
Yeah, Ramu is saying
IP.
What social network do you prefer and why?
Okay, I am on most of the networks. Okay, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Pinterest, I'm on G+ and Facebook. But I find people gravitate towards me more on Facebook. So therefore, you'll find me an avid Facebooker. Because people connect, and I have people like who are friends who've turned clients. I've had people who I haven't known who are friends, who kind of vibe with what I write and what I express. And to me, I like that because then there is an interactivity, because that's the whole point about social network. You're social with each other. So I find that much more alive compared to Twitter.
So you get a lot of people asking you for some free advice over there sometimes?
Every time I post a happy birthday message on Facebook, I get an inbox message saying, how's my year going to be?
So what you can do, IFS code and account number. Just transfer it over there.
That's next time.
Okay. Do you ever get stalked on social media?
Yes, I do. I get a lot of porn stuff, by the way.
Okay.
And it's pretty hassling.
Okay.
But then I just let it pass. Because I feel those people have a lot of issues, I guess, and why would I kind of be bothered about it? So yeah, for that moment, it kind of is irritating, and I feel bad about it. But then I just let it be, because the world is full of all kinds of people.
So these are random people or somebody you know or something? You're befriended?
No, they're always random people, not known people.
Okay. That's like you'll be a bit careful over there, no? Like,
I mean, I'll have to be worried if they're known people.
Okay, so quick gun Sam. One witty answer.
I'll try.
Facebook.
I love it.
Okay. Politics.
Oh, I hate it.
Okay. Religion.
I don't care about it.
Okay. Men.
I love them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So when you get a customer, when a person comes to, obviously only people with problems come to you over there.
See, there are two kinds of people who come. One, of course, when they're going through a challenge. So there is something going on in their life. So either some relationship, finance, career, business, health, a lot of that. But then there's also a section that comes who only wants to, they know what they, they basically know the answers, but they just come for validation. So it's almost like I have a doubt. I don't know whether I should be doing this or that, or should I do it now, or should I wait for it? So there are a lot of those people who come in. So I get a mix
Of people.
I get a mix of people.
Generally, what's the success rate you have?
Success rate? Well, first of all, I tell people I don't predict. Because people have this feeling that if I've come to her, I mean, she will now predict and tell me, when. Because, for example, a lot of people who come to me for two reasons. One is relationship, because they all either wanting to get out of a relationship or dying to get into a relationship. And the ones who are dying to get out of a relationship want to know how quickly they can get out of it. And the ones who wanted to get in want to do it like as fast as possible. But we've just got to wait for things to happen when they need to happen, because it's really not in my hands. And I tell people I'm like a messenger. I'm not God sitting over here to tell you that. And the other, I think I've lost your question.
Success. I was thinking of the next question. Both had a bounce.
So the success rate, I would say, is about 70%. 70%, yeah.
Okay.
I would not dare to say it's more than that.
More than that. So you get clients who are dissatisfied sometimes who come to you?
Well, so far I haven't, and I've been 6 years in the business.
That's good.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So what are you looking forward to next? I saw that you do handwriting analysis. You're not one of those person who says, change my name from Sampath to Saampath and all that. I see a lot of that happening.
See, there are some people who come to you. You must have also met a lot of people like that who just have challenges thrown at them at every phase of their life, and you just wonder why and how does it happen. So sometimes, yes, for those kind of people who are really going through a lot of shit, it's possible. So then I do suggest something, but those changes are typically, if I know, say, if there's a woman, if there's a husband's name or a father's name, or I'd rather add that than add in 2 I's and 3 P's and all of that. And otherwise, I work on other aspects. So like I said, I do feng shui, I do graphology. Sometimes my supposed remedies are based on that. They're not as much on changing alphabets.
Is the country, like India is going through a lot of turmoil over there. So a lot of people I've been speaking to, I mean, I call up almost about 10 to 15 people every day, inviting them for Indian Networker. So a lot of them have got challenges. Business is not doing well over there. So they say next year is going to be, the Achhe Din is going to come next year. So do you think next year is going to be the Achhe year?
I'll tell you something. 2014, okay, if I can just add a little bit on this. Sure. 2014, if you add it up, is a 7, okay? 4 plus 2 plus 1 is a 7. And if you go through the entire series of events that have happened this year, this number basically brings in a lot of mysteries in life. It unravels a lot of secrets. It is a number which gets you a lot into spirituality. Suddenly you'll find a lot of people moving towards spirituality. I mean, if you open your Facebook or Twitter or whatever, there'll always be these inspirational quotes and a lot of people believing in so much of, of that aspect. So this year has been a tumultuous year, I would say, with so many crimes also that have happened. If you take just what happened at Peshawar now, you take what happened at the Malaysian Airlines, there is a connection of numbers over there, because I sit and do this. I mean, that's my homework. Every day when some event happens, I just theoretically for my interest, I work on the numbers to figure out what's happening, why it happened, and kind of put my own understanding together. Of course, there's much more to it. The coming year is a number 8, okay? And the coming year is all about whatever you've done, like all of us sitting in this room, all that you've done in the last 7 years, the struggles, the travails, whatever you may have done, you will see recognition happening next year, okay? And yes, it is. And it's because it's a year of power, it's a year of control, it's a year of authority, it's a year of amassing wealth.
I like that last
provided. Let me add it. I was saying, let me add the rider here. The rider is provided you have been working hard, definitely. You have been, you have been working hard, and you have been correct in whatever you've been doing in life. So you call it karma, you call it whatever, but if you have been doing all of that, so you get all the rewards next year.
Chalo, good, very good. So advice to as an entrepreneur, advice to the entrepreneurs out here.
See, no person's life, and everybody sitting here, mind you, I speak for all of them. I take the advantage of saying that no person's life is a cakewalk. All of us are going through something or the other. Okay, we choose to put on a facade and probably display, a different face, and which is all right. Yeah. So my only advice to people, and this is what I tell my clients too, is that just be like the water. The water allows you to yield, to surrender, and it also moves around the harshest obstacles, because nothing is perfect. If you remember Helen Keller, she always used to say, I don't dwell on what I don't have, because I have no time. I have been given so much apart from what I have not been given that I only think about that, which to me is really something.
Fantastic.
Really?
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Those are her words.
Thank you so much for being.
Thank you.
That's a coffee mug. It's not meant to put money plants inside. I saw somebody using it to put money plants over there.
Yeah, but it's the Indian Networker cup, so obviously it is
going
to bring money later.
Good idea.
Next year, I'm telling you, 2015.
None? Okay. And we have Sanjeev is from Spa Salon, so he's given everybody, not everybody, the speakers only get this over there. It's a beautiful pack.
He just made a faux pas.
Yeah. So
okay,
that's for you too.
In fact, I must say his products are really amazing, because after having been given as a gift the last time, I went and bought it, and it was like, they're really, really good. I'd like to endorse that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.